the return of the HF Festival to Washington, D.C.
Nice.
Clap that up.
It's
That's
coming.
huge. That's big.
It's going to happen at Nationals Park on September 21st, and we finally now can reveal the lineup. So
All right.
I'm going to tell you guys quickly. All of the bands are HF Festival veterans, with the exception of the headliner.
Okay.
But all of it kind of makes sense. So,
Okay.
And it is Saturday, September 21st, because behind the scenes, we weren't positive.
With clarity on the date.
Saturday, September 21st,
That's
Nationals Park.
That's an important thing, clarity.
yeah. So, we're going to start by, we've always had a DJ at the HF Festival
Yeah.
in one form or another. I remember Mike D from the Beastie Boys, and Mixmaster Mike played that role one year.
Mm-hmm.
HF Festival 2024 is going to feature Girl Talk, a.k.a. Greg Gillis, the legendary producer and mashup DJ.
Okay.
He's worked with Beck. You guys
Oh, yeah.
Girl Talk?
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
So there you go. And
I like me some mashups. I looked him up. Yeah, I looked up Girl Talk. I had not heard of Girl Talk. I realized it was a guy, and his stage
it's a
name
dude.
is Girl Talk. So I'll be there for some DJ mashups.
Yeah.
I'm there for that. Those were definitely big when we were back at HFS. Like that's when mashups just started becoming a thing. I remember.
Absolutely. Key, component to the HF Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I want to say also, to sort of temper people's expectations, HF Festival this year is going to be one stage,
Mm-hmm.
one day.
Right.
Right.
I'll tell you guys, this came together really kind of late.
Okay.
And I got a phone call from our friends at IMP, and they asked me if I would be interested in lending a hand in various ways, but that was only in April.
Okay.
It's pretty unusual for a show of this magnitude
Yeah.
to come together.
It's a lot of moving parts
A
in
lot of moving
6
parts.
or 7 months, whatever it is.
Most
you put
bands
together.
already have their tours booked by
Right.
then, so it's difficult. But
Okay.
I think we ended up doing a pretty good job. So I'm going to announce 2 bands at once now, because they were both mid-'90s bands that got a lot of airplay
Right.
on HFS, and that would be from Orange County, California, Lit.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
I mean,
it's a big one.
Valdez has played the My Own Worst Enemy intro maybe 10,000 times during our career.
Who doesn't know that song?
I mean, everybody
Everybody
that
knows
song.
it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it.
There you go.
Very recognizable. Very good live band. Seen them multiple times.
What year was that? Were they at H Festival multiple times? Multiple
No, I
years?
think
Just once?
all those years blur together.
Yeah, no, it's been so many of them.
12 years of my life, but I
Right.
think that was around 99.
Okay, late 90s.
Also on the HF Festival lineup, Tonic.
Oh,
Their album, you guys might remember, was called Lemon Parade. It went platinum back in 1997. Their big song was
If you could only see.
If You Don't.
Yeah, it's a great song.
see the way. Oh, this is just smash over.
Where is
Put it on
Tonic-
the tee,
where's
hit it
Tonic
over the
from?
fence.
Are they a California band too?
No, I think they were from like,
Well,
I
you-
want to say,
Here comes the where's it from, Jason.
I like to know
questions.
people's backgrounds.
I don't hate that.
I love this song though.
all right, I'm going to jump around a little bit here, and I'm going to hold this up to you guys, because look at this. This is an actual newspaper clipping I have in my hand.
That's an antique, basically.
And it comes from the year 1991. WHFS will throw its annual 4th of July party at Lake Fairfax Park in Reston from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., featuring live music from Gang of Four, The Laws, Too Much Joy, Stress, and others. But, I bring this up now because there was one band that was on that bill, and that was actually before it was called the HF Festival.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't start calling it the HF Festival until the next
What
year.
genius coined HF Festival? Does anybody take credit for
Actually,
that term?
I would give that credit to Robert Benjamin.
Okay.
Oh,
We
our
worked with
old
Robert.
program
Yeah.
director.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good for him.
Yeah.
It's a good feather in your cap.
It just flows.
It does.
Yeah. All right.
But, the band that will be joining us in 2024 and played the HF Festival multiple times, I mean, really? The Violent Femmes.
Oh, just classic.
That's a silly.
Yeah.
Blister in the sun.
So they're going to be playing at Nationals Park. And what ballpark? In throughout the major leagues does not play this.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, everybody plays it. I hope they get royalties every time they play it.
Mid-inning.
I hope that happens. I hope they're still getting paid.
By the way, Tonic from L.A., Jason Bishop.
Yeah, I thought they were an LA band.
All right. After the Violent Femmes, we have love these guys. Jimmy Eat World.
I mean, I just so
This
many
is
hits.
Cakes'
I mean,
wheelhouse.
this is just hitting me right in the feels.
I mean, everybody knows that song, The Middle, but I think my favorite Jimmy Eat World song is A Praise Chorus.
Praise Chorus is very good.
Chorus.
I don't know if I've ever seen Jimmy Eat World live. This might be my maiden voyage.
Praise Chorus is such a good
I'm
song.
looking forward to that.
They're from Arizona, Jason.
I did know that.
They're Phoenix guys. They love 115-degree temps.
I see Mesa, but maybe that's close.
Oh, they're all hot, JP. That's what I do know.
How old are those guys now?
I don't know.
Mid-40s? Does that sound right?
Probably.
About right.
Yeah.
But Lurch, the next artist, I'm just going to give you 4 names, and you stop me when you figure out what band I'm talking about. The members, primary members of this band, Steve, Duke, Butch, and
Not stopping you.
Shirley.
Oh, it's
Oh,
garbage. Shirley Manson.
And this, Bob, this hits me really in my feels because I'm a big fan of female lead singers with male backing members playing drums, bass, and guitar. This works for me.
This is
it's
a
kind
great,
of my thing.
great intro.
It's fantastic.
Turning it up right now.
And where are they from, Jason?
Garbage.
Scotland?
Well, Shirley is from Scotland.
She's from Scotland. I don't know where
Origin here says Madison, Wisconsin.
The other
Well,
guys,
that ain't true.
The rest of the band is from Wisconsin.
she is Scottish.
Love it.
Love Shirley.
I love Shirley. 57 years old, but still sounds great.
She's not related to Marilyn.
No,
No.
definitely not. And JP, just for the record, that's not his real name. His real name is not Marilyn Manson, in case you didn't know.
Right.
All right, HF Festival, the reboot. I don't know, 2.0. HF Festival 2024, September 21st at Nats Park. Will also feature Bush.
I mean, everything's Zen. You think that you're not going to hear Everything Zen and Machine Head?
You know their album Razorblade Suitcase? Do you remember that?
I do. It was
That
Greedy
record,
Fly
that-
on that album.
Greedy Flight. That record sold 10 million copies in
Wow.
the United States. And I saw Gavin recently, just 2 weeks ago, in Crownsville. They played a festival at the Anne Arundel Fairgrounds.
Really?
Anne Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
He sounded good as ever. I mean, the band was great. I have to
I'm
say.
sure they're going to
Yeah.
be great at HF Festival. Looking forward to that.
Very unique voice.
This is a great song.
Oh,
It's
I
one
love
of the biggest songs of the 90s.
All right. Got Bush coming.
All right.
He's 58.
Also on the bill, the band that you might know from their songs "Drive" and "Stellar," Incubus.
Oh, it's just another
Heavy
huge,
hitters.
huge band. Pardon me while I burst into flames. That's it's not my best work, but
Don't quit your day job.
yeah, I know. Is it? Hold on. The lead singer's name is Brandon
Brandon. Yeah.
something.
Boyd.
Thought it started with a B, but I wasn't sure. This song is 15 out of 10. And you're definitely going to hear it at HF Festival 2024.
Calabasas, Jason.
Calabasas. That means-
Everyone's from
that means
California.
They grew up rich. That's a ritzy area of California.
All right, guys, you ready for the grand finale? This is kind of like a co-headliner.
Yeah.
So, the Postal Service and Death Cab for Cutie.
Who doesn't love Such Great Heights, Bob Waugh? I love Such
come
Great
on.
Heights.
When you think of defining the term indie rock,
Yeah.
what comes to mind?
Well, Death Cab certainly fits the bill. I'm a big fan of Cath. If they play Cath, I may lose my mind at HF Festival 2024.
Drabby should love them. They're from the state of Washington.
They're from
Wow.
Seattle
Seattle.
area.
They're
Ben
Pac
Gibbard.
Northwesters.
Yep.
Yep.
Super talent.
Very
Pacific
good.
Northwest being represented.
So this is
They're-
going to be an all-day, one-stage deal.
Yeah. Mhm.
I remember when we were going to the HF festivals, when
Great song.
I mean, you had multiple stages, but the main stage would start at noon and go all the way till 11 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah. You know, I think in the first year of this reboot, if you will, there just wasn't enough time. You know, so we'll see what happens in the future.
It's a trial balloon. I like
But the
it.
one stage deal, what I was going to say is, in some ways, I like it because if you went to a side stage, you missed out sometimes what was happening on the main stage and vice versa.
Yeah.
And so you couldn't.
That's
you could,
true.
but you'd have to kind of bounce around,
Yeah,
but
you
you'd
had to
miss
budget
stuff
your
like
time,
here.
but-
You just got heavy hitters and boom, 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 and just have fun.
You know, it really is exactly like the first year the HF Festival played RFK Stadium. We only had, I think, 7 or 8 acts, and it was one stage, the
Right.
main stage.
Then it just grew from there.
Yeah, that year that In Excess headline.
Right.
And really was responsible for us going from the Equestrian Center in Upper Marlboro,
Right.
making
Right.
that move to RFK Stadium.
Yep.
And I'll tell you guys one other, because you were talking NBA a little bit earlier. Maybe we can close with this. And there's sort of a funny connection between the HF Festival and the NBA. And I'll tell you quickly that for many years, we had sort of targeted Rage Against the Machine. And, you know, they didn't do a lot of things with radio stations. But we had this idea. And thank you to Patrick Ewing and the New York Knicks for being so compelling in 1999. I had a friend, his name was John Cohen. He worked for Columbia Records. And John was a Knicks season ticket holder.
Right.
And he said to me, you know, Zach De La Rocca sits a couple of rows behind me. If
Oh,
you
wow.
want to write a letter, I'll make sure he gets it. I'll walk over there during halftime.
Right. Just hand it to him.
So I sat down and composed a letter to Zach De La Rocca and tried to sell him on why it would be important for a politically charged band like Rage Against the Machine to play in our nation's capital.
Right.
And to sweeten the deal, we told them, you can have 2 hours of airtime on HFS and talk about whatever you want,
Wow.
which apparently Tom Morello and Zach really liked, and the rest is history.
Tom
They
Morello
played-
likes to
Close
talk.
the deal.
they played FedEx Field in 2000.
That's awesome. Well, Bob, we're glad you came back, that you made the announcement. HF Festival, one day, one stage is back at Nats Park. B. Mitch and Finley are going to have tickets to give away to that on today's show. Thanks again, Bob. We appreciate it. We're the Junks. We'll see you tomorrow.